back on the Joker movie, right?
It's just Joker.
Joker. Okay.
You need to eat dinner. You think that's funny? Are you Joker? Joker didn't eat in the movie. He had an eating disorder.
Very good. Okay, back to what I'm going to say. So, this movie, right, came out right after Pluto went direct, right? Pluto's in Capricorn, so what's that mean? That in Capricorn, it means, the illusion, we're breaking down society's illusions. So why did Joker came out at that same time? When it went direct,
I thought you said it's with Scorpio.
But it also, Scorpio, or Mercury's in Scorpio right now. So that's for communication. So how did it communicate to us? Very, I guess you could call it sadistic.
I almost said Baphomet when you said Capricorn.
But, how weird is that? And then you have what's this other stuff with the judge hugging that cop killer, or that cop that killed that person.
Yeah, on the train.
Yeah.
Some.
So you have all this going on. I'm sorry I'm not clear in my communication.
I know, I'm also simultaneously thinking about food. Thinking about how can I convince Sarah to try a Thanksgiving sandwich. And then will it even be good? That's another question.
And to be honest with you, I'm really not that hungry.
That's not good though. You haven't ate today barely.
I'll eat some of the stuff you have. But I'm just really not that hungry. I'm actually really tired because I still haven't slept.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've been up this long and still can function pretty well.
So, I was additionally studying on neurolinguistic programming, and this movie is definitely neurolinguistic programming. They're using all of the senses. They're using modeling and subjective aspects.
And body language. Well, modeling, yeah, that's kind of falls into the cot.
If you look up NLP, neurolinguistic programming, on Wikipedia, and if you see the movie, you'll be able to see how they're messing with the sensory. They do a lot of kinetic movements, body movements. Sarah was also mentioning earlier that they play a certain song, like classical music, every time before he snaps and creates harm to one another.
And classical music is connected to not intelligence, kind of in a sense.
It connects the left brain and the right brain together. Baroque music does the same. And it's perfect study music.
If you notice, the movie theater wasn't packed.
I noticed that too. And again, the overemphasis of checking for IDs and then still letting me in even though I didn't have an ID. Nothing really made sense.
And then Facebook, I remember seeing people posting on oh, don't have your kids watch this Joker. It's not like the DC Joker. And it's just so were they picking certain people out to go and watch this?
I was also wondering that too.
And if so, we happen to have a chance to go watch it, but you're a white worker and you want to bring that stuff, you want to bring what bad people are doing out into, the whole and show them hey, look, this is bad.
Well, again, this movie is idolizing it with the applause and the subconscious background and how the people in the movie are worshiping the character, and then how you have empathy for the character and it makes you want to become the hard-hearted joke, and then the fact that they're using the clown symbolism is also so prominent.
And his colors are, if you look at his
suit was orange, and green and purple.
Mm-hmm.
And the orange represents the inner kid.
Well, it was red too. His outer coat was red.
Oh yeah, the outer coat.
So that's your home, your foundation, your grounding.
And he's cloaked in red.
Mm-hmm. fabled Rocky.
And then how about the scene of like where he's bathing his mother? Like, and then yeah, the girlfriend, like just that whole movie just totally messes with your head. And then he lets the other guy go, and then
Because he wasn't mean to him.
yeah, he's like, you're the only one who was nice to me.
There was another movie like that, I can't remember, where the guy, he only killed the people that were mean to him, but he didn't hurt the other people that weren't. I forgot what movie that was.
I just don't like how people don't believe that this can be like a setup for all of like mankind. Like, we have the ability to spend millions of dollars and use our NLP on the radio station and on the television to like literally program all of our consciousnesses into being like happier, more positive people, and they're using their resources to invest us into being fearful. And
Maybe they want to see what kind of experiments of what happens, how far would somebody become so fearful, what will push them to their insanity, or if they become so angry, what will push them, and then if they counter react that with some type of drug or some type of chemicals they can put in the brain to, you know, determine all this stuff.
all I can think of is Clockwork Orange, like, and then the fact that they're pushing an agenda all over saying don't let your kids see it, like, obviously the kids are gonna be like, oh, why?
Yeah, because it is part of the rebellious of a
Revolt, yeah.
a natural kid, you know.
Resist. I feel like that's also what they're doing. Like, they're having the children revolt against the older generations, when the older generations are hating on technology because they grew up without that.
And on another thing, it puts a subliminal message. Oh, people are frantic and they're gonna go to their kids, and they know that it's gonna make their kids want to watch it more. So they're already triggering the parents to do, no, you can't see this movie. So it all kind of comes together in a...
I'm just irritated. And then, of course, the confliction. Do you become Joker?
I mean, I knew it was going to be very, very, like...
Dark?
Yeah, dark.
I wasn't expecting that on the when he makes it onto the TV show.
I didn't either, but I knew...
I was not expecting that. I knew it was going to be bad. Just, like, maybe not that extensively. And then, another huge part of it was, like, the voyeurism, or, like, the exhibition part of, the shadow work. How about one thing we didn't mention is one of the previews before the movie was the second Shining.
Yeah, that is.
And then also how they used,
and it was like
light workers.
Yeah.
They're using children, and then she's like hungry. She's like, I haven't felt power like that. And that's because like these younger generations that are being born in are like very high vibrational energy.
Yeah. But it's that choice, like, it's like what you usually tell me, like which side you're gonna pick. You had those people in the Shining, you had the dark, and then you had the light, and then you had one that was kind of rejecting the light, or not really rejecting, but rejecting the whole, you know, like, I don't want to be this is crazy, this is happening to me.
Right.
But you had the little girl came in and say, hey, you know, you got this stuff too.
Right, you're just like me. And then she's taking like the power, the responsibility.
Yeah.
There's so much deep subconscious like imprinting and neurolinguistics, and I'm I'm annoyed.
Don't be annoyed, don't be upset, like teach them, you know, teach them.
Well, what bothers me is my consciousness, you know, my mind is my garden.
Yeah.
And I've just literally consumed like 2 hours of that.
Yeah, that's true.
So now my brain feels like, man, I need to watch puppies or something like that. Though again, there's like all this red rum like washed around in my subconscious.
Yeah.
And then again, like, it's just a movie, though at the same time the body like responds to the same amount of tension and automatic responses.
Can't you transmute it? Like transmute it?
I mean, I'm still dissecting the psychology of the film itself.
Yeah. But I mean, you still, I mean, you can...
I'm like, my big thing is like, I'm struggling to recognize like the moral of the story. You know, like, didn't really have a happy ending.
Yeah. But you see how I
mean, they made a joke about red rum.
Yeah.
So it's like, Though, like, humans love messing with their own psychology. Otherwise, we wouldn't be paying so much to go see the movies.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny because it didn't go dark until about almost the ending too. Right in the ending, and you saw it.
Well, you see how they're also playing with all the sensories.
Yeah.
Using certain shades of color for lighting, the music, the cigarettes, and the textures, like when he puts the cigarette on the wall.
The oil fixation through the cigarettes, like people do. Like I have an oil fixation.
All that stems from like childhood.
Oh yeah.
And then he steals the reports.
And then the number thing, 9189. 91 somehow stands out to me, and something in my childhood, because I was a little bit, I could have been, I don't know, maybe 4 years old, and that just caught my eye, because the camera focused in on that, and then when I typed in those numbers, you know, add them all up, it came out, and then, you know, kept on adding from there, it came out to 9. 9's Tesla's number. And did you see there was only 2 cops there, right? Out of the whole movie, there was only 2 cops. And that to me, that could have looked like those 2 people were like the scientists watching this guinea pig and jotting down, you know.
I mean, there was 3 total violent beat-ups.
Yeah, but there was no cops. But then when
then supposedly those cops were killed.
Well, they were, and yes, supposedly, but it didn't start going real dark.
Well, they didn't show that. They just like discuss it later.
Yeah, but it went real dark, so that's kind of like MK Ultra in a way. You don't see those people die, but the movie started turning super dark after those cops.
Yeah, after the clowns on the subway scene.
Yeah. So can you that just seems like MK Ultra to me. I mean, it technically is.
I mean, these are genius techniques, and we know so much about storytelling and subliminal programming, and we are aware of what was done with music and playing CDs backwards and all that stuff. It just makes me genuinely concerned for the population and where the world's going. And all these movies, like, they're pushing the agenda of, like, financial domination, like, where they're idolizing, like, power struggles, and security, and indulgence of the sensations. It's kind of fascinating, yet, like, intoxicating. I'm so stressed about it.
Because it touched something deep inside you.
Dude, when they first started with the cinematography, it was so well done. With the paint, and yeah, the whole thing was genius. And then yeah, you feel it's the Heyoka clown, man, the empath. You feel it, like.
I mean, that's how they got you. That's why you're still attached to it.
And then when they did That's Life. Like that struck a chord for me, because my grandfather, that was his song at his funeral.
See, they playing all kinds
I
of
know, it just messed with my head, dude.
They played on my subconscious on certain things. Like, I was about to tear up, like how, like, especially when the Joker was trying to make people happy, but they shut them down. I had that stuff done to me. in my real life when I was younger, and I'm just sitting there looking at it, and I'm like,
It just makes me
damn.
feel like the whole societal structure was like done on purpose.
Yeah, and then like with like having, experience like that, it's like, whoa, this is all triggering me. Like, I mean, I was sitting over there like it's all triggering.
Well, it seemed like it was triggering everyone. I mean, I'm sure you heard the laughter. Like every time there was like some like really messed up moment, you have somebody who's like bursting out laughing, just like Joker.
But people were in the movies kind of quiet,
They were, actually. Aside from the joke scenes.
Yeah.
Any other commentary?
No.
I know, I think I covered everything.